So in a progressive tax system, is there to push back on the costs here? Is there a point at which taxing the rich is counterproductive in the long term? So in the short term, there might be a net benefit of increasing taxes because the programs the middle class, the lower middle class gets is more beneficial. Is there a negative side to taxing the rich?
In theory, yes, of course. So one would be if you tax the rich so much, they change their consumption patterns, and that has negative impacts on the economy as a whole. You would have to kind of really model it out, but there would be a certain point in which the consumption changes might have net detrimental effects. I think that's more unlikely, and the more likely scenario is you tax corporations and other uh, wealthy people in society to the point that they have potentially less money for productive investment because you're in a capitalist society, so you're relying on capitalists to invest. So you kind of don't want to be in the worst of both worlds, where you've gone too far for capitalism, but not far enough for socialism. Um, and my vision, of course, of socialism, that's one reason why we'd have to take the investment function away from capitalists. There has to be, if you're going to make it so hard for them that they can't invest or they can't employ labor the way they're employing now, you have to create another mechanism for supply to be created. And that's why, that's a transition point. Yeah.
What about longer term de-incentivizing young people that are dreaming of becoming entrepreneurs and realizing that there's this huge tax on being wealthy? So if you take these big risks, which is what's required to be an entrepreneur, and you are lucky enough to succeed and good enough to succeed, that the government will take most of your money away.
I think realistically, that's not a disincentive for most people. First of all, we already have a progressive taxation system. The government does take a bunch of the money away, and people are still striving to become rich. A lot of what people want when they dream of success is they want accolades, they want respect, and of course, they want some more wealth to consume luxury goods with or whatever else. But at a certain point, it becomes better for the state to tax and either redistribute directly or through social programs, or redirect that money through tax credits and other ways to shape investment towards productive investment. We don't want a society in which a bunch of rich people fly around in helicopters going from club to club while the productive economy kind of does nothing, right? At that point, I think a lot of ordinary rich people might prefer the government to come in to tax them and to try to spur investment in certain productive sectors. So it really just depends. But I honestly believe that most people don't necessarily want to be rich for the sake of being rich. They want to be successful, and there's many different dynamics to that. And accolades and social respect is an important one of them. It's also why people who just become filthy rich often, the first thing they do is start up philanthropic trusts and try to give away their money because they want the social respect and accolades and whatever else. They don't want just their money.